Okay, I'm back. I am back. Right. Sorry if you hear cars going past and stuff. I don't have control over that, unfortunately. So I'm back. I'm doing another normal people episode. Sorry, I need to get a new chair. This is so squeaky. So we're gonna start off with episode 4, do episode 5, and then do episode 6. I'm not actually sure how many more episodes there are. So I will figure that out later on. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go right into it. At this point I didn't really know how I was feeling about it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. There was a lot of things kind of throwing me off. Yeah. So I kind of liked that. I guess there was no other way they could have done it. Like after they had the whole Debs thing, that they kind of went straight to college. There was none of this like in between of all this shite before college. And you go to college and you kind of immediately get a break from the suspense that was between him and Marianne before that. And it was sad to like see that Connell, he was like in college, grand, but he was just kind of going through the motions. He wasn't really like going out of his way. He wasn't really making friends, like as far as I could tell. Like he was just kind of like getting up, going to college, doing what he had to do, coming home, you know, that kind of thing. I finally also found out that it was Sligo that it was based in, like where they originally came from. That was bothering me for like ages. I was like, where are these people from? Some of them sound like they've half Dublin accents, but it seems like they're in like the countryside. Like I'm just so confused. But yeah. And I think that in fairness, they like portrayed the college life really fairly. I think like there was none of this like you know, like in America they make I just see obviously don't know what college is like in America, but they make it seem like it's the greatest thing ever and oh my god, like oh my blah blah blah. But like college is grand. Like I wouldn't say it's the best thing ever, but it's not the worst thing ever. Like it's much better than like primary school and secondary school, and you've much more freedom. It's kind of like a fucking about kind of few years while doing your work, in my opinion. Like it's good crack. Like it's good crack, but I wouldn't say it'd be the pinnacle of my life, you know. I actually really liked the twist in it where he actually becomes friends with Marianne's boyfriend before he even knows that it's Marianne's boyfriend. So he's like becoming friendly with him and your mom's being sound, and he's like, oh, invites him over, and then he like invites him to a party and he kind of finds out like, oh shit, this is Marianne's boyfriend. Oops. And I was kind of shocked to find out that he got with Rachel. Like I was kind of shocked. Now I understand like Marianne's hostility with him, but like she never listens to his apology. Which I just didn't feel like it was fair. Like I understand if you're hurt and stuff, but like you gotta listen to his apology. Like in fairness, like you're only young, you know. Also, how does Marianne have like no messages when she checks her phone? Like none, not one. Like I think it's like through like it's all night. I think it's the next day she checks her phone and she's like no messages. I'm like, how do you have none? Like not even like some stupid like Domino's text message or something. Like I mean, something like, or like your package is arriving tomorrow. Like some like something like that. Also, why didn't she have a change of clothes at her boyfriend's? I don't understand that. Like, he's your boyfriend. Like, it just makes no sense to me. If I was like going to a party at my boyfriend's and I knew I was going to be staying at my boyfriend's, I would just bring. Usually, I would have stuff left there, anyways. So like stuff for taking off my makeup, some pajamas, blah blah blah. Not really clothes because I can bring them with me. But I'll leave my pajamas there. and like spare like makeup stuff or taking off makeup stuff and face wash and all. Like, honey, and is he really your boyfriend? Anyways, but it's clear like throughout this whole party interaction thing between her and Connell that like she clearly still has something for him. But like in school, Marianne was not popular. They picked on her. They didn't like her. Blah blah blah. But like, I like to see how like she's developed and come into her own in college, and she stays true to herself. In fairness, like even though yeah, okay, she becomes a bit more popular. She has more friends. Like I think her popularity kind of stems off the fact that her boyfriend and her friends are kind of well known. But even so, like it doesn't change her. Like she's still Marianne, like the Marianne that he knew. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the dynamic of like he messed things up, whatever, got with Rachel, and she just want to talk to him. She's like moved on in her life, has her boyfriend, but she still clearly has a thing for him. And then like he doesn't reach out to her. She texts him, and it's a good cliffhanger, I will admit, but like in reality, like if you have a new boyfriend, you wouldn't like, I feel like you wouldn't get a new boyfriend unless you were over your ex. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just much more I don't know what the word is, like categorical. I don't even know what the word is, okay? But I just will not be like, oh yeah, I'm a boyfriend, blah blah blah, but I'm gonna go text my ex-boyfriend. Like what? Like sorry? I can't even remember what you text him, to be honest. But yeah. Okay, that was episode 4. I don't know. It was kind of like there were some good bits. I was happy I found out that it was actually Sligo that it was based in. But and I like how Marianne is kind of like stayed true to herself, continue being herself. It's sad to see Connell kind of like struggling, considering he didn't struggle in secondary school, like not externally. I don't know about internally. He seems to have a lot of issues. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about her still having something for Connell and just kind of fucking her boyfriend off. Like, bro, that's rude. At least end things with your boyfriend. Like, bro. Anyways, episode 5. I like how, like, despite everything, despite him being annoyed or her being annoyed with him, that like he still like checked up on her, like checking up that she was okay, like after everything that happened, after him not inviting her to the Debs, after like getting with Rachel, everything like that, not really talking until college. Like I think it was good that he checked up on her, and it's clear that their friendship will turn into more. Like it's pretty clear, you can see like there's still something between them, still some sort of chemistry. And yeah, they're playing a facade as being friends, but it's definitely going to turn into more, like, which annoys me because at that point like she should have just cut things off with her fella. But yeah, also like I'm confused, like does Connell have 2 jobs? Like does he work in the deli and work, or whatever it is, Centra or whatever in Sligo, and work in the restaurant in Dublin? Or did he start working in the deli and then get a job in Dublin, you know, so he wouldn't have to go home? I'm confused. I don't understand. I really don't. But yeah, I didn't understand. Like, you just have one job, bro. Why are you spreading yourself so thin? You got a lot to do. Marianne is clearly jealous of Connell getting and like flirting with her friend. I'm like, honey, do you not see what's happening here? Like, does this girl have no self-awareness? For someone who's so intelligent, like, where's the self-awareness, honey? Where? Like, you clearly want to like jump his bones, bro. You still like him. And yeah, okay, you have your boyfriend, but then you can't be getting jealous when he's like getting it on with your friend. Like you have no right. Like you have no leg to stand on, no right, no nothing, honey. This bothers me just in general. Like Like, if I'm going out with my boyfriend and I'm liking someone else, like, I can appreciate a good looking man and stuff. But I wouldn't be like getting jealous of someone, of like this fella that I think is good looking, like getting with another girl. Like, what? That makes. Compartmentalize, bitch. Compartmentalize. You got some issues, Marianne. And I like how Connell's always very honest. Like, he's very honest throughout this whole thing, except for with his, like, acceptance of his relationship with Marianne. Like, he never wants to show that for a lot of this. And that's the only thing where I think his honesty doesn't come through. Like, he's honest about how he's feeling like things don't fit in for him. Like, he doesn't feel like he fits. And I really do like the scene where they, like, rehash their past. Because, like, that was something that needed to happen. It was pretty clear that both of them needed that. And, like, Connell says he thinks he has anxiety. And his apology to Marianne, it's just so, like, it's so heartfelt and, like, sincere. So I don't know if that was, like, the writing, but it was great acting. Like, I have to admit, like, it was so good. Like, if I got an apology like that in my life, I'd be like, you can have everything I own. I don't care what, you can have whatever you want after that apology. You can have my family, you can have my car. I don't care. You can have it all. That was just such a good thing. Like, I think it's so, like, I'm saying that word, I'm not going to say it again a lot, but I do feel that it's a good example for younger people, especially younger boys, that, like, it's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to be honest. Like, and you should apologize. If you've done something wrong and you really feel bad about it, you should apologize. You should let your feelings be known, rather than this whole, like, the stereotypical, like, oh, she's just being crazy, or it doesn't even matter, blah, 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 blah. Or like, oh yeah, because I'm just the worst person ever. Like, no, like, it's not about that. It's about taking responsibility for what you've done, like your actions, your apologies. Like, if you hurt someone, you gotta make it up to them. Some men, boys in this world don't understand that, because they're too busy kind of be like, oh man, don't have feelings, like, and it's just stupid. It's so stupid. It's unhealthy. Just express your emotions. Like, I'm not going to judge you. Just express them. It's fine. Like, I say I won't judge, but I probably will. Like, that's just, I'm a bitch, okay? Right? Okay, sorry. Moving on. I'm happy that eventually, like, I feel like it took ages, but Marianne breaks up with her boyfriend, Gareth. He was good. Like, he was grand. He wasn't a deadly boyfriend or anything, but I feel like he kind of, like, hid her shine a little bit. Like, there's certain moments where you can just tell where she, like, diminishes herself or her opinion because he's outshining her, you know what I mean? I also kind of got the vibe that Gareth was a bit on the batting for the other team, if you know what I mean. But yeah. Again, I love how Connell always checks on her, checks that she's alright. Like, he genuinely, like, cares about how she's feeling and that she's okay. Like, he doesn't want her to not be okay. And I feel that, I think there's a scene where it's like a party and Connell's, like, talking to these other girls, and Marianne's jealousy, like, really comes out when she's drunk. Like, and she's all like, get with me, don't mind them, blah, blah, blah. Like, and she basically wants to have sex with him. And I don't think he's on, like, the same, she's super drunk. I don't even know if he's drinking. Maybe he's drinking a little bit, but he's like, Connell is just, he's so considerate. Like, he won't have sex with her because she's too drunk and he's, like, basically sober. And he's just doesn't, like, let things escalate. He's just like, no, look, come on, no need for that, like, essentially. And he brings her home. And nothing happens, he just brings her home. But, like, I'm annoyed, okay? Because, like, there is a scene where she, like, gets in the shower. And I think it's the next morning. And, like, Homeboy should have got in that shower with her. Like, she clearly wanted it. He clearly wanted it. Like, why didn't you just get in the shower with her? Like, you brought her home. You were nice. You were considerate that night. You know she still has feelings for you. You know there's something going on there. Why wouldn't you get in the shower with her? Like, speed the process up, man. I don't, like, it makes no sense to me. Like, he just, I don't know. I'd be fuming if that was me, some fella, and he did not get in the shower with me after. I basically being like, bro, you get get in the shower. I'd be fuming. I'd be like, no, don't talk to me. Who do you think you are? Am I not good enough for you? Am I not alright? Like, get away from me. Oh, this is just, sorry, I was just reading my notes here. This is kind of more, this isn't really about the plot. This is more about like the filming. Like, was the sex real? Like, did they actually have sex? Because you know the way like some series and some movies, they will actually have sex and record it. Like, was this one of them, or was it one where they don't? Like, how did they do so much nudity? Like, with a whole crew? I guess they probably were so comfortable with everybody, but like, still, it's a whole crew, bro. But yeah, I guess, I mean, the whole crew doesn't matter when it's going to be put on the telly. They should start OnlyFans. They'd make so much money. But honestly, I would have paid I would have paid everything that I've ever earned and I will ever earn in my whole entire life to see every backwards Catholic's face when they realised that there was like a flaccid penis on their screen. That would have been best. That would have been best. I feel like RTE or BBC or whoever it was who even put on air should have like planted a camera and like every single person's TV license inspector. There you go. So went in, planted the camera in every like old Irish Catholic person's TV who watched it or who were currently watching it before they got to this episode, and just the faces that would have been, I can imagine it. I can imagine it so well. Like, Jesus Christ, will you get that off the bleeding telly? What are they doing? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. And then, you know, your typical Irish outlet, like, just pure silence, like, horrified look on his face, like, Jesus. Is that what they're putting on the telly now? Oh my God. That was probably the best thing. I think the best thing about Norman People was the fact that it was Irish, they played it in Ireland, and these poor old Irish Catholics couldn't cope. Ugh. Like, who cares? Who cares? Who actually cares? Everyone has seen a flaccid penis. Well, everyone above a certain age has seen a flaccid penis in their life. Who cares if it's on the telly? I'm actually surprised there wasn't more of a deal made about her boobs. But then I guess, like, boobs are always on telly and stuff. So, yeah, oh well. Anyways, on to episode 6. Sorry, I'm just moving. So, episode 6. So in episode 6, it kind of starts off with a sex scene in the kitchen. And I feel like it was just totally unrealistic. Like I get sometimes sex can be intense and you can have sex in different rooms and all that jazz, but like it just didn't seem like, maybe it was the acting, maybe it was the staging of it, I don't know what it was. It just didn't seem like good or realistic, I guess. I don't know. Lorraine, Connell's mom, still love her. She's the best. She's a bloody legend. This whole show should have been based around her. If I ever become mom, I want to be like Lorraine. I want to call my little shit ass son out on his shitty ass behaviour and be like, what are you doing? You're being an asshole. Cop the fuck on. Like, yeah, Jesus. We all need a lot more of Lorraine's in our life. So it kind of moves on then and gives like a bit more of an insight to Marianne, because I found in like the first couple of episodes, it's more like not like a kind of storytelling. There's no real like in-depth analysis of the characters. Maybe a little bit with Connell when he talks about how he thinks he has anxiety, but you see much more like an an opinion on herself. She's much more open. So like she's very independent, but she focuses a lot on doing things to make Connell happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems to me that like when she's with Connell, or maybe even any lad, that she kind of puts their happiness and the focuses on their happiness more than her own. So like, yeah, okay, Connell could be happy, but she might not be happy. And I actually feel like that's probably a lot of girls, in fairness. And then like she's independent, like she can look after herself, no problem. She can do what she wants and needs to do. But his happiness is taking a priority, it seems, from this episode. Things could change. I don't know. This is the last episode that I've watched. I need to watch more. Again, Connell, like throughout this, has had like, he's just such a great ability to talk about his feelings, whether they're good or bad. And I know Connell isn't a real person, but like his character, it's kind of like, I don't want to say like perfect man, because he's not. Like, he does things that are shitty, like every man. And he had this strange inability to like show that he was with some shame with Marianne, and I just never understood it, and I still don't. But the way he kind of like talks about his feelings, kind of is able to articulate himself. I think that's a very good quality in him. And I know he's not real, so don't be coming for me, okay? There was kind of an awkward moment where he asked Marianne for a nude pic, which I felt was very weird. Very, very like awkward or something. But it was cute that he was like, look, he promises he'd delete it. I'm like, look, fair enough, that was considerate. You know, like, fair enough for her privacy, like he deleted, but I just felt it was awkward to ask for. I also found it was very peculiar that she was like crying when she was taking her nude. I'm like, honey, you could have just waited until you weren't upset to take it. But artsy, I guess. Marianne's brother's a cunt, saying that Marianne ruined their mom's birthday dinner because she asked about exams. She was asked about her exams. Her brother has always just come across as a cunt. Like, he like wouldn't drive her to school because his friend wanted to lift, so he like dropped her off in the rain. Like, shitty. Like, he's a shitty brother. He's a shitty ass brother. He seems here's me like analyzing him. He seems pretty salty, like that she's done something for herself and he doesn't seem to have done much. Like, he's still in the same place, and she's gone off to Dublin and she's like in Trinity doing her exams, blah blah blah, like, you know, getting that shit done, getting that bread. Oh, sorry. This is when we're at the point now in this episode, Connell loses his job, okay? So he can't afford to pay his rent. So he's gonna have to like get another job or move out, blah blah blah. But I'm confused as to why Connell won't ask Marianne to be his girlfriend. Like, they're seeing each other a lot, they're staying over, like they're basically together all the time, they're going to all these things together, like they look like a couple, they're acting like a couple. I don't know why he won't ask her to be his girlfriend. And I also don't like, Marianne has her own place, and I don't understand why he wouldn't just ask her, even if you could stay with her for a few weeks while he gets shit sorted. Like, they're close enough to talk about the fact that he thinks he has anxiety, but he won't ask me to stay with her for a bit. Like, I find that a bit bizarre. Like, this is what I mean about Connell. Like, he's great about talking about his feelings about some things, but he's just totally backwards in other ways. And I think it's kind of have to do with the whole masculine, I'm a man, I shouldn't have to rely on anyone kind of struggle and complex that goes on there. But I don't know. I'm just totally like making this up. Another strange thing about Connell is he won't touch Marianne. like in public with anyone else around. But he gets annoyed when others do. I'm like, bro, pal, honey, cop onto yourself. First of all, she's not your property, so anyone can touch her that she wants to touch her. Secondly, you don't have any fucking grounds to stand on. You can't even grow a pair of balls, put your arm around her in public or hold her bloody hand because there's some weird shit going on in your brain and you're too ashamed. Even though you're not in school anymore, bro. You're in college. You're an adult. You're meant to be fucking at least somewhat mature. This bit really just it bothers me so much. Like, why? Why is it so hard? What's wrong with what's wrong with Marianne? What's wrong with the fact that you clearly fucking love her or like her at least? Bothers me. Sorry, moving on to my next point. The anxiety that Connell thinks he has, it seems to be kind of overwhelming him at the minute. But he's covering it up, but it's not like convincing. Like, it's pretty obvious he's going through something and he's trying to cover it up, but not as if like he's covering it up well. With fair enough, like he lost his job, so he's kind of freaking out, which is fair enough, but like ask for help, like at least. We do have a breakthrough actually, where he touches Marianne in public for the first time. They're at like a party and there's like a pool, and he puts his arm around her as they sit on the edge of the pool, but then he starts like crying after he touches her for the first time in public. I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand. Is there some sort of disorder that like, is there, like, because I don't know, like, someone educate me, because I don't know. So like, I just don't get it. I think maybe the two of them are crying. I can't even really remember, but I know Marianne is crying and she drops a glass after the party. Oh yeah, this is where it ends, because I can't really remember. It seems like some sort of fight breaks out when they get back from the party. And she's crying, she drops a glass after the party, after he finally touches her in public, and then he just leaves. And I'm actually probably going to need to rewatch this one, the end of this, and do a recap for my next podcast, because I just did not understand what was going on here. So it seemed like everyone was grand. They're at the party having a good time. He touches her. He starts crying because he's got fucking issues. And everything seems grand, and they get back to her place. And I don't know if like on the way back he says something, or if they have some sort of fight, but like there's silence, like absolute silence in this place. And I think she's going to get like a glass of water in her sink, and she drops the glass, and it breaks. And she's crying like I must be missing something. Like, I must be missing something. Like, unless she's just so overwhelmed that he's touched her. But I mean, I feel like that shouldn't be something that's overwhelming, that you're crying and you drop a glass and you go to bed. Like, I think she goes to bed. Maybe she's just crying in the kitchen. He just leaves as well. Like, bro, like, just stay. Like, what? I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch the end of this again, because unless he drops some sort of bombshell or like I'm gay or something, like, I really don't know. That'd be a major plot twist, hey. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think it's kind of like a cliffhanger to keep you watching. So you're like, wait, why are they fighting? What's going on? So maybe they sucked me right in. I haven't even watched, like, this was like a couple months ago I watched this, so they goddamn sucked me in, I'm telling you. But yet I haven't watched it, so I have to watch it though. I need to watch it for my own sanity and for anybody listening to this, because it's not fair. It's totally not fair. Yeah, so like overall, I'm very frustrated with this program. Like, it's not bad. Acting in some parts is questionable. The accent's questionable. I don't know if it's like a stereotypical like Irish series filming technique where everything just seems to be fucking very badly lit. Everything just feels so dark. I don't know if that's to like set the tone of the story. I felt like I was going blind watching it. And I don't know how I feel about Marianne. Sometimes I like her, sometimes I hate her. Love Lorraine, Connell's mom. Hate Marianne's brother. Iffy on her mom. Connell, I like a lot of aspects about him, but I despise a lot of them as well. He's a very complex character with a complex relationship with Marianne. I still can't get over this fact that he can't touch her in public. Well, obviously he has now, but like, why is it so traumatizing? Like, maybe he was raped. Oh, damn. Damn. Okay, I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna figure it out. What actually happens rather than me just coming up with random conclusions. So, thanks for listening. I'll have the next. I don't even know if there's 3 more episodes. The next 3 episodes, watch them, have my feedback, and I'll record that and have that up next week. And thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy. I know it's a bit weird listening to someone else review something who is, I'm like literally nobody of importance, but I just feel like it's good to have someone else's opinion on shit, like, especially if you don't want to watch it and you're like, oh, I'll just listen to this bitch ramble on about it. Or maybe you're listening to it and you're like, oh damn, shit, never thought of that. That's actually very messed up, or that's actually very cool. Who knows? I'm just here because why not? Why fucking not? The world's a mess. Why not start a podcast? Am I right? Right. Okay. Thanks for listening. I will see you next week.